Happy Friday. The good times keep on rolling. Another winning day, and we got a full 15 game slate. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven, and TGIF. We have made it to the end of the week, and man, has it been a fun week. That's for sure. You already heard it. We went 2-1 yesterday. I wanted the sweep. We'll talk about those bets in just a little bit, but we're now on a nice little 14-7 run, and we have won 15 of the last 7 days. Pretty awesome. But we're going to go over all that in just a little bit. Real quick, we haven't mentioned it much yet, but it is almost NFL time. And just a quick update for our channel, what's going on. Me and Ryan are going to be doing a live NFL season preview and just talk a lot about a lot of different teams, divisions, conferences, predictions, all that kind of stuff. It'll be sometime in August. We do not have a date yet, but we will be sure to let you know. It'll be a great time to just talk back and forth with you, and it'll just be a lot of fun. So another update, I will also be on Kyle Kerm's channel. Don't know exact what days yet and all that, but we're going to be previewing some teams on that channel. And also, you'll see me there all season long. So it's going to be a lot of fun. If you don't know Kyle Kerms, go to his channel, hit subscribe. Just gives out so much good content, good dude, and all that. So, anyways, that was just my NFL update for you today. But now it's time to talk some baseball. That's right. We got a huge 15 game slate. Let's finish the week strong. But before we get into all that, it's baseball fun fact time. Here we go. In 1943, Dan Musial had more triples than strikeouts. Really think about that. That is insane. He had 20 triples and 18 strikeouts only in the entire year of 1943. That's got to be one of the more underrated stats, that's for sure. But in this video, we're going to recap yesterday, another winning day, good and bad hitter matchups like always. Go over those good pitcher strikeout matchups, and then, of course, the pitcher report. And we got a big game breakdown again, and then we'll finish it all up with the best bets, the hitter parlay ideas, and that recap. So hit that like button, leave a comment below like you guys are doing every single day. I tried to get back to as many yesterday, but I did miss some comments. I'll get there. But we just enjoyed my son's birthday and all that. So anyways, also thank you for all the birthday wishes. That was pretty awesome. Jabo Jr., it's got a good little ring to it. I like that one. But if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe as well, as we're on our way to 27,000 subscribers. But let's begin this baseball journey, and it starts with the recap. There it is, the 2-1 day, and it started out with Mr. Taj Mahal. My goodness, he is freaking good. Under 2.5 earned runs, easy win. Roderick Munoz, no to record a win, another easy juice reducer for a half unit. And then Jonathan Cannon over 15.5 outs. I'm not going to lie, this was a little sweaty. He started out throwing a ton of pitches at the beginning of the game. He was getting out of jams. And he had a liner right back at him, I think, in the 5th inning. He caught it, threw it over to first to end the inning for a double play. It was huge. He ended up going 6 full innings, so he did go over by a decent amount. And then this one, Freddie Freeman gets a hit in his 3rd or 4th at bat finally. And then I put all over Twitter or X and everywhere else. I just can't wait to see Rooker get a hit and all this. I kept saying Rooker. I was confusing people. I meant Andujar. I said Rooker because I almost went with him. And of course, he gets a bomb in his first at bat. Andujar was 0 for 4. We're watching him with a full count in the 9th inning. And if you were watching the game, it was wild. Anyways, he threw a pitch. He turned a little bit like he was going to swing, and it hits him in the chest. Like, I just laughed at that point. Like, and that was our loss. It is what it is. But, I mean, I haven't seen many hitters get hit in the actual chest. So that was interesting. But anyways, that's what we got. We'll take another winning day and move on. There's the record. I told you we need to throw a party if I get to plus finally, because it's been a long time coming, but we're down 1.9 units on the overall record now. And player props moved to up 19 units. That's what's absolutely carrying us right now. So I'm ready to get started, and that means it's time for the hitter matchups. All right, we got 17 good hitter matchups, and just breaking news as we're starting to record this, I had to take one of them off because he just got traded. Randy Arozarena goes to the Seattle freaking Mariners. That's right. The Mariners, listen, it's a good pickup for the Mariners. We need a lot more. We have a minor league lineup right now. Nobody comes to Seattle and hits well anyways. They usually do a lot worse. So we'll see how it goes. He's swinging the bat a lot better lately, hitting 211 on the year, though. But anyways, just saw that and wanted to point that out. He did have a good hitter matchup today, but not any longer. But JD Martinez, 13 for 38. Adam Frazier, some decent at-bats, and everyone else is under 20 at-bats. Gleyber Torres, 6 for 16 versus Brian Bayo. And then how about Ref Snyder? That's right, 6 for 13 off of nasty Nestor Cortez, although he has not been very nasty, that's for sure. And then the Contreras over there on the right, that is Wilson Contreras for the St. Louis Cardinals, just so you know. And then Sawinski, 4 for 9. Pretty impressive versus Zach Allen, and so on and so on. As you can see, Mark Canha, who's had a pretty good season, 5 for 10 off of Pablo Lopez. So that's what we got for the hitter matchups. And now let's check out the bad hitter matchups. And we only got 5 of them for you. And look at that second one, guys. Framber Valdez is Shohei Ohtani's daddy. 4 for 34 with 12 Ks. I bet you didn't know that. And again, this does not mean Shohei will not get a hit or anything, but it's just to let you know. And then Francisco Alvarez, 2 for 13, 4 Ks. Cabrera. And then you saw Lindor up there against Uncle Charlie, 7 for 47 with 13 Ks. Not too good. So that's what I got for all the hitter matchups today. And now it's time to talk some arms. All right, we got 3 good pitcher strikeout matchups for you today, and it starts with the lefty Yusei Kikuchi, I say Kakachi, of the Blue Jays versus the Texas Rangers. Rangers, 7th highest K percentage versus lefties in the last 3 weeks at 26.1. Kikuchi's had a good year, honestly, striking out guys. Similar home road K splits, so not a lot to take from there, but July has been his highest K rate month so far, as you can see, over 32%. It's been absolutely impressive. He has not faced the Rangers yet this year. And then George Curbs, the Curbster, against the White Sox. White Sox, we know K a lot. 2nd highest K percentage versus righties last 3 weeks at almost 27%. And the Curbs, 122 Ks in 123.2 innings. Not an elite strikeout guy, but he is an above average guy. And his K rate on the road, which is where he is a little lower, 21.9 compared to 27.7% at home. And like I said, he doesn't strike out a ton, but he does have 6+ Ks in 7 of his last 10 starts. Been pretty consistent, and he has not faced the White Sox yet this year. So those are the first 2. Let's go check out the third and final one, and it's fastball Freddie Peralta versus the Miami Marlins, who are the 3rd highest K percentage versus righties last 3 weeks at 26.4%. And then Mr. Peralta, 138 Ks in 109 innings. Slightly better K rate at home where he is here, 31.7% compared to 29.3% on the road. He had 7 Ks against the Marlins earlier this season, and he has now had 6+ Ks in all 9 home starts this year as well. So pretty consistent at home. So those are the 3 best pitcher strikeout matchups for you today. And now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, these are the first 8 matchups for you today, and it starts out with Mr. Pablo Escobar Lopez. He's just not been very good, but we've talked about it before. He is due for some positive regression. Doesn't walk a lot of guys, strikes out a lot of guys, so that's good to see, but 4.86 ERA. And then as you go on, Montero just has not been good at all for the Tigers. Just no bueno, that's for sure. Ben Lively's just been meh, and Christopher Sanchez obviously been one of the better pitchers in the league, so advantage Phillies there. And then Nick Lodolo, he's one of those guys, if he stays healthy, he's got some nasty stuff. He's going up against Shane Baz, who just hasn't quite figured it out yet. 3.95 ERA, but you can see 7.26 expected. But just remember, it's only in 13.2 innings. And then Mazur for the Mazur, I don't know how you pronounce it, but the rookie for the Padres, he has been hot garbage. 7.84 ERA. It has not been pretty, going up against Grayson Rodriguez and the Baltimore struggling sort of Orioles. I'll just say that. And then Kikuchi versus Heaney, a battle of the lefties in Toronto, Uncle Charlie. And then look who it is. It's Kodai Senga. That's right, NA, because he's never pitched, but this is his first start of the year. We all know about him. He was a rookie for the MLB last year, had a good season, and this will be his first start, probably on a pitch count. And then Cortez, who's been struggling, along with Bello, who's also been struggling, so on and so on. And by the way, Brady Singer has had a pretty dang good year. How about a 3 ERA, and he's been pitching better at home as well. So that's page 1. Take a screenshot. Hopefully this helps you get some winners somehow. All the averages are on the bottom. And now let's take a look at page 2. All right, these are the final 7 matchups now. We start with a good one with the Dodgers and the Astros, but I'm not going to talk about it because we are going to talk about that in a little while. And then Kirby Puckett there going up against Drew Thorpe. We will talk about this game a little bit more later, but Kirby obviously having a great season with a 2.6% walk rate. Absolutely unreal. And then Rogers versus Peralta there. Advantage Milwaukee, but Rogers has been pitching better. And then we got Mackenzie Gore, Sonny Gray, kind of a sneaky good matchup. Gore's been kind of a little hit and miss lately, but Gray's been pretty solid. 3.5 ERA, 30.7% strikeout rate still. No pitcher for the A's, no pitcher for the D-backs yet. And then we got Kyle Harrison versus Freeland, a battle of the lefties in San Francisco. A bunch of just whatever pitchers to me. Nothing special. We got a lot of low K rate guys, as you can see today. But anyways, that's all 15 matchups for Friday. And now it is time for the big game breakdown. All right, this one takes us out to Houston, Texas, where the Astros are hosting the LA Dodgers. Astros on the money line minus 122, Dodgers on the money line plus 102 with a total of 8.5 runs. This is a rematch of the 2017 World Series between the Dodgers and the the Astros. So we'll see. This should be a good series. But spot real quick Dodgers, eighth game in 8 days. Not a huge deal for MLB. Just want to point it out. This will be the first game of an 8 game road trip, and they are traveling to Houston after beating the Giants at home yesterday. Astros, they had the day off yesterday, so they're completely rested. This will be the first game of a 9 game homestand. Advantage Astros probably in the spot, obviously. But starting pitcher matchup Gavin Stone versus the lefty Framber Valdez. Stone, he's been solid for the Dodgers this year, and they really needed him. But a 3.61 expected ERA. He has given up 3 earned runs or less now in 15 of 18 starts this season. But 2 of the 3 he gave up more than 3 runs were 2 of his last 3 starts, but they're tough matchups versus Philly and Arizona. Home road splits for Mr. Stone. Home, 3.5 ERA with a 268 average and 402 slugging. On the road, a solid. And he will be on the road here. 2.83 ERA, 229 average, and only a 330 slugging. Only 3 of his 9 home runs he has given up have been on the road. He has a 20.2% K rate on the road compared to 17.6 at home. So it's better on the road, but still average to below average either way. Similar walk splits. Righties, lefties for Stone. Lefties giving up a 234 average and a 337 slugging. And righties actually doing a little bit better off him, giving up a 263 average and 394 slugging. 7 of his 9 home runs he has given up have been to righties. Similar K rate splits, but a much higher walk rate to lefties at 10.3% compared to only 3.6% walk rate to righties. Now, Stone is a guy who struggles a third time through the order. And I know, a lot of guys probably struggle a little bit more, but third time through the order, how about a 5.06 ERA, giving up a 4.14 slugging? Second time through the order was a 2.9 ERA, and first time a 2.52 ERA. So, it's a pretty hefty jump there. So, that's Gavin Stone. Now let's talk about the lefty Framber Valdez. He has struggled in May with a 5.34 ERA, and then he turned it around and he had a 3.11 ERA in June, and so far in July a 2.89 ERA. Overall, he's been an average starting pitcher, but lately you can see the old Framber coming back a little bit. He has been better. Home away splits pretty even across the board for him. 3.38 ERA at home, 3.88 ERA on the road. Similar averages, slugging. 22.3% K rate at home compared to 19.1. Again, a little higher, but right around average again. Lower 7.4% walk rate at home compared to 9.3% on the road. Righty lefty splits. This is interesting because even though he is a lefty, he has struggled more versus lefties. But he's also faced way more righties. Way more. This is wild to me. He has faced 369 righties and 58 lefties. I don't even know how that's possible. I have to double check that. It was wild to see that. But versus lefties, a 302 average and a 434 slugging, but again, not a ton of at bats. And then righties, 247 slugging and 247 average and 354 slugging to righties. Similar K rates. He does have a higher walk rate to righties, 8.9% compared to only 5.2% walk rate to lefties. Now let's talk some offenses. It's not as good as you think. Dodgers versus lefties the last 3 weeks. 20th WRC plus, 24 slugging, 23rd on base percentage. These are not numbers that are like some World Series beater right here. I don't even know why I said that, but World Series team, you know what I'm saying. Astros versus righties for the last 3 weeks, also not very good. 21st WRC plus, 23rd slugging, 19th on base percentage. Both have been below average in these splits versus righties and lefties. So now bullpen, Dodgers, the 21st best ERA in the last 30 days at 4.57 with a similar xFIP. Astros 14th best ERA at 4 with a 3.73 xFIP. Astros are a little fresher, obviously, after a day off, and the Dodgers yesterday used Mean Joe Kelly, 25 pitches, Hudson 18, Phillips 13, Vesla 20, or Vesia, I don't know why I said that, Blake Trinan 8, and then Honeywell 12 pitches. Obviously, advantage Astros, they've been better lately, and they also are more rested. Now, with all that said, I have a best bet for you. It's a half unit play, but it's not a side or a total. But I will say this, if I have to pick a total, I like the under. If I have to pick a side, I do like the Astros in this one. But my best bet for a half unit is Framber Valdez under 5.5 Ks at plus 104 on FanDuel for a half unit. And with that, we got to go check out Outlier. All right, most of you know what this is, but if you don't, this is Outlier. It has been a huge help on this run we've been going on. It is a one-stop shop for all your betting research, and there is much more than what I've even shown you, and we'll get to more of that at some point. But let's talk about it. And by the way, the link is below. Go get that free trial. But Framber Valdez, I mean, we're going under 5.5 Ks here. He is under 5 of 8 starts at home. As you can see right there, we clicked on 2024. We toggled to home, and he is already under in 5 of 8 starts here. And I love the value, by the way. This is a plus 104 bet that I'm getting. Now, let's go over there and look at the right of the Dodgers hitters, and you can put versus left-handed hitter or pitching. There's maybe only two decent targets here with Andy Pages and Teoscar Hernandez. Even those are both under 24% K rates. Like, it's not like they have Mariner hitters up and down where they're 28 to 32%. Freddie Freeman, 13.4%. Shohei Ohtani, 22.3%. Will Smith getting jiggy with it, 15.7%. They just do not have a lot of high strikeout guys. So I think 5.5 is just a touch too high for Framber. But let's talk more about Mr. Valdez. He's an average strikeout guy, a little higher at home, 22.3% at home. We talked about this already, 19.1 on the road. But he just had 6 Ks in his last start versus the awful Seattle Mariners. 6. 10 before that, I know, to the Marlins, his best game of the year. And then he was under this line in 7 of the 9 games before that. He can be a little bit of inconsistent with these Ks, but he is facing a Dodgers offense. Now let's talk about them. The last 3 weeks, they have the 17th highest K rate versus lefties, but it would be much lower. The problem is they face Garrett Crochet and Tariq Skubal, the two best lefties maybe in all of the major leagues, so they don't compare at all to what Framber has. 12 of the last 16 lefties have been under this line versus the Dodgers. And 2 of those 4 misses where they went over were right at 6Ks. So, I mean, 6 seems like a ceiling here if everything breaks right. And obviously, I didn't count any of the openers that threw 1 inning versus Dodgers or 2 or anything like that. So, but I like Framber under here. I just, he's a guy who is a ground ball pitcher. He really is. He's never been known to strike out 8 or 9 guys. This Dodgers lineup will be able to get to him. Like I said, there's just not a lot of targets where you're seeing a guy where he might strike out 3 times or anything like that. I think he gets 4, maybe 5 in this game. So give me Framber under 5.5 Ks as the big game breakdown best bet for a half unit. And now let's move on to bet number 2. All right, bet number 2 is a player prop parlay. Give me Drew Thorpe under 2.5 earned runs allowed and Trevor Rogers no to record a win at minus 115 on DraftKings. This is a 1-unit play. Now, Drew Thorpe is a starting pitcher for the Chicago White Sox. We've cashed with him earlier this year. He's been surprisingly good, and it's all thanks to his ridiculous changeup that he throws 35% of the time. He has a 154 average against, a 21.3% swinging strike rate, which is in the 92nd percentile. It is an unbelievable pitch. He has made 7 starts this year. That's it, just 7. I believe he's a rookie. He's given up 2 earned runs or less in 6 of those 7. We have an incredible hit rate so far. He just threw 6 innings of shutout baseball in Kansas City in his last start. I think he gave up only like 3 hits. And now he gets the honor, and I mean honor, of facing the absolute worst freaking major league lineup I have seen in a long time. The Mariners lineup just DFA'd Ty France. Just lost J.P. Crawford to the IL. Already lost Julio Rodriguez to the IL. The only competent hitter, along maybe with Cal Raleigh. Their lineup, literally, when you see it, and I see it posted every day, it does not look much better than a AAA lineup. It is just not pretty at all. I don't have the number in front of me, but they have scored like under 3 runs or something in like a million games or like 8 straight. I don't know the exact number. It has not been pretty. They just got swept by the Angels because they couldn't score more than 1 run. 18 of the last 22 right-handed pitchers have gone under this line versus Seattle. And by the way, yes, Rosarena just got traded to us. I doubt he plays already. It just happened in the middle of the night. I'm doubting he plays this game. Either way, I don't think it matters. One player doesn't always make a difference in baseball. But like I said, 18 of the last 22 have gone under this line. Mariners offense last 3 weeks, dead last in hitting dead last in average. Talk a little better. 317 slugging, also dead last. 29.8% K rate, also dead last. 80 WRC plus, 4th worst. And a lot of those games were when Julio Rodriguez was actually in the lineup, and he is no longer in the lineup right now. This leg is juiced at around minus 160, so you know what that means. We need a juice reducer and insert Marlins starting pitcher. We talked about this yesterday. Let's say it again. I think it is now 37 straight games where a Marlins starting pitcher has not recorded a win. Absolutely bonkers. Let's make it 38 straight. Trevor Rogers, 1 win in 20 starts. So I'm not going to say a lot about this one, but in summary, the Marlins have not had a starting pitcher record a win in 37 straight games. And Rogers has 1 win in 20 starts. That is a 5% hit rate, hash brown math. And he hasn't been awful lately. I'll say that. He's given up 2 or lesser in runs actually in 7 of his last 8 starts. He does struggle with his command quite a bit. He could easily walk 2, 3, 4 guys. And he faced the Brewers early this year, gave up 4 in runs, 6 hits in only 3.2 innings. If he struggles a bit with his command and getting hit a little bit, he might not even make it the 5 innings you need to get a win. So I like my chances here for Rogers to not get a win. And let's see if we can cash that second leg just like we did yesterday with Roderick Munoz. So that is bet number 2. All right, those are going to be my only 2 bets for this video. Nothing I love as of right now the night before, but I'm definitely going to have at least one more in the morning. So be sure to check the pinned comments. More than likely 2 more bets. But now it's time for the hitter parlay ideas, and I got 4 of them, kind of a little bit more. The first one, how about the Oakland A's hitters? I'll talk about a few of them, but my goodness, Max Schumann hitting 435 the last 7 days. Miguel Andujar, who just let us down yesterday, still hitting 387 the last 7 days. Lawrence Butler, how about 520? Brent Rooker hits a lot of bombs, and then they're all facing Fulmer and a terrible Angels bullpen. I'm just going to throw all the hitters in there as the first one. The second one, the lefty, Vinny Pasquantino of the Royals, hitting 435 the last 7 days, facing Hendricks, who gives up a lot of hits, over 10 hits per 9 innings, and Vinny P is also hitting over 300 at home. Now the third one, Tyler O'Neill, the righty for the Red Sox. He's facing the lefty, Nestor Cortez. O'Neill is hitting 333 off lefties this year. He is also happens to be hitting 435 in the last 7 days. He's on a roll, so that's another one. And then speaking of a roll, how about Xander Bogaerts? Scorching hot, 458 in the last 7 days. In the entire month of July, this man is hitting 483. Absolutely insane. Facing Grayson Rodriguez, not the greatest matchup, but not a terrible one, giving up 8.2 hits per 9 innings. So those are the hitter parlay ideas I got for you. The 2 best bets, the big game breakdown, and all the research help for Friday. Again, I know it's only 2 bets, but there will be more coming on X, Discord, and in the pinned comments below. So thank you guys for watching. Now let's check out the recap. All right, we start with Mr. Framber Valdez, under 5.5 Ks at plus 104 on FanDuel. That is a half unit play. And then the 1 unit play so far, Drew Thorpe of the White Sox, under 2.5 earned runs, and Trevor Rogers of the Marlins, no to record a win. That is minus 115 on DraftKings when you put those 2 together. So those are the 2 best bets. Thank you guys for listening today and for all week long. It was another fun week of talking baseball. I appreciate the support, but I hope you guys all have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.